Welcome to Merop Philosophy Weekly. Ka-chow.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here on episode 3 of Merop Philosophy Weekly. We are in a car at
This
the
is not a
moment.
car, William. This is 100% a truck. It may be a light-duty truck.
We're in an automobile
We are okay.
driving at the moment.
That is acceptable
Gosh.
language.
You're like my patent law instructor. I'm a teacher. Words are important for some reason.
Dude gonna go. Dude's gonna go. Okay.
Yeah, dude's gonna go.
That's all right. Dude's gonna cross the road. He's gonna look at me too.
I mean, it is kind of strange.
Disgust.
We are driving with microphones on our faces. So
that is true.
There is that little bit of funness going on.
Yeah. There's a guy running in green shorts.
Very bright green shorts.
Very bright green shorts. It's almost yellow.
I'd say it's highlighter.
So, on to fun things. I found something while packing today or yesterday that I think you'll appreciate.
Oh, what'd you find?
I found.
Oh, it's David. I know him. That's
the green short dude, David.
Yeah, his name is David. He was in my. We were in class together last semester, the biomedical research.
Oh, cool. So I found silly putty.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you want to know where I found it?
Where?
It's from the stuff that was in the back of my F-150 that I had out in.
So it's really old.
Yes, it's been a while since I messed with any of that stuff. So yes, it is fairly old. It was with a whole bunch of stuff from Georgia.
Okay.
So it was, yeah. In fact, it was paired with. Dude, you could have gone. All right. It was paired with.
Cool looking truck.
It is a cool looking truck. It was paired with a whole bunch of stuff from my senior year of high school.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool.
I haven't messed with silly putty since like 5th grade.
People are gonna be looking at us because we're sitting here driving and
talking in with microphones. But hey, people can do
don't
that.
Don't hate it till you've done it.
Don't try it till you hate it. Something like that.
Something to that effect, I think, is how it goes. Yes.
Every time I see Bodacious Barbecue, I think of Joe's Barbecue and Foot Massage, and I just can't help it.
That is a foot massage barbecue place?
Yeah, Joe's Barbecue and Foot Massage. Joe's Barbecue and Foot Massage. Oh my gosh, I have an idea for something we should do later.
Oh no. So, something else.
Okay.
In case you're ever wondering, packing up in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on a week's notice is not the easiest task.
I can imagine, yeah.
It is not the easiest task.
Every time we've moved in the past, it's been with multiple weeks' notice. And
but it's hard enough to do it just for any regular Joe. It's a little bit harder when you add a 7-month-old on top of it. It's not even a 7-year-month-old. That's not how that was supposed to be said. 7-month-old?
He's 7 months old.
7-month-old. That's it.
If he is 7 months, then he's 7 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I for some reason, every time I tell people his age, I'm like, oh, he's 7 years old.
7 years long.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're like, I'm sorry, what? Well, you see, if a month was a year and a year was a month, then it would be a month year.
It would be, no, there'd be 12 years in a month is what it would be.
Would it be 12 years in a month and 12 months? There'd be 12 years in a month and 12 months in a year. Oh, that's a paradox.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Did you know, speaking of time and months and stuff,
okay,
that a deck of cards is modeled after a year? 52 weeks,
52
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
There's 13 weeks in each.
There are only 3 good weeks per year. I mean, per month, per season.
I'm assuming that would
Those
be
are the face cards.
The face card, but
Yeah.
what about the ace?
Ace is only good in some games.
Oh, so some years that you get that fourth, or some seasons you get that fourth good week, and other seasons you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
In reality, they're just to make up for like the 6 extra weeks of winter.
Even though there's only 4 of them?
You get 6 more weeks of winter with the groundhog.
Yes, but there's only 4 cards.
Take a couple good weeks from the other seasons.
Oh.
Yeah. Then you get February.
That's like a 5.
Yeah. February's a 5.
It's not even like... I know a heart would be one thing, but it's a 5 of clubs.
Have you watched The Good Place?
No.
Okay, there's one scene where they're talking about time, and they say that time flows in a Jeremy Bearimy, because that's just the order that time flows in. But you may notice that it is spelled. It is spelled with an I. Okay. And so someone asked what they do with the dot on the I. It just goes in little tiny circles over and over again, and the dude goes, "That's Tuesday."
That's Tuesday. It just happens over and over and over and over.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm going to tell you what, that little power inverter that I bought to run this setup in the truck,
it's going.
Working.
It is working it. Work it.
Work it. So, here we are, driving in a truck.
Yes.
Automobile. Whatever.
Automobile. Car, some might say.
No, they would be wrong. Driving by an air gas place. Which
air
liquid.
Why'd you spell liquid or say liquid weird?
Because it ends with an E.
Oh, you're right. Liquid with an E spells liquid.
Liquid. There's no Q in it, but we just added the Q, just for the fun of it.
Liquide.
E. Oh, there is a Q in it, isn't
there?
Well, looky there.
Where'd that Q come from? What you doing in my liquid? Ooh. That's a weird sentence.
That's a weird one, Will.
Just don't think about that one too hard.
You know what's really fun?
What?
Bridges.
Bridges? London bridges falling down?
Oh, well, not the whole falling down of bridges, but bridges in general. I mean, you think about it. How can something so heavy span over something so big? Or small?
The same thing could be said about boats.
You know, boats, it's buoyancy and displacement of the water. That makes sense. You're not displacing air, are you?
When you're on a bridge?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, to build the bridge, you have to displace the air.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Science Dude.
I'm not a civil, just so you know.
I know. I'm not. I wouldn't dare insult you with asking that
civil.
kind of doing that kind of thing to you. But let me ask you this, Mr. Science Dude. So when we build things,
okay,
we're displacing air.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if we build enough things, could we displace enough air to expand the atmosphere?
No.
Why?
Because conservation of mass. So when you remove air from when you remove a material from one area, air moves in to fill that area. And then
okay. And since all the material on Earth came from Earth someplace.
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, fun fact, Earth has lost mass in the past few years.
Well, that's interesting.
Past few decades.
So
because we've been sending stuff into space.
And I know this is turning into like a really kind of intellectual conversation, and that's not what we're about, but just bear with us, Dad. You'll live. That sounded really mean, and it wasn't supposed to be, but it's okay. He can get over it.
Because Dad, by far, is the least intellectual amongst the three of us.
Of course. Why'd you look at me like that?
I don't know. No reason in particular.
So if things,
one of us was a math major, one of us has a math minor, the other graduated
high school. So if a bunch of stuff came from space into Earth,
it's called asteroids.
Yes.
Meteors.
That stuff didn't come from Earth, so where's the air going that stuff displaces?
Well, in that case, air would be displaced a little bit, but not a noticeable amount. Because if you think about it, you'd be displacing, most of the displacement would come from the meteorite hitting into the Earth, and there'd be a lot of ground displacement around. So the air would fill in what is displaced there. But also you're compacting um, the
There is
ground
a
underneath,
Yeah, there's a compressive factor.
which is making the ground denser, which means it's taking up less volume. But also there is a new thing there taking off.
So that the new thing ends
So
up helping taking up some of the space that was
Most of it
compressed.
cancels out, yeah.
Oh. That's boring.
Yeah, it really is. What you need is aliens.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
then
what I was about to say.
Then they can land peacefully and add air.
Yeah.
Or,
Add stuff.
well, you also have to think, because the way that spheres work, you're displacing a small amount of air, and then it's spreading out,
Mm-hmm.
following the inverse cubed law. which is
Okay.
what happens
So-
when you have an expanding volume.
Oh, okay. So, moving back to books.
Was it too intellectual for you?
Yeah, we're getting too intellectual for me. I'm tapping out.
I just rubbed the mic again. That's the second episode in a row I've rubbed the mic. I'm sorry, Dad.
I've tried moving the mic like 2 or 3 times, but it's okay. Again, he'll get over it. He'll live. It's all right.
Oh, by the way,
By the way,
stay tuned for later on in the episode when
Oh,
we have our
speaking-
special guest.
yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
It'll be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
It'll probably be the best segment we've ever done.
Yeah, we're gonna have a quick little interview with you,
Mhm.
and
Which you already know,
Yeah,
because
you-
by the time you're listening to this, we've already done it,
yeah,
edited
yeah.
it, and sent
But-
it out. Because
yeah.
if you're listening to this and we haven't done all of those things, then something has gone seriously wrong.
Yeah. But there is a
Or
lot.
seriously right. I'm not quite sure which.
What?
Just get us into a real weird spot. Hey, that gas station over there doesn't have a height clearance anymore.
Or rain protection,
Or
unfortunately.
roof protection. Yeah, the whole roof of that gas station's gone, for context.
Also, all of the support. There's nothing
I keep
left.
hitting the microphone. Yeah. Yeah.
Bless you, Mr. Powerbox.
That's an inverter. Will.
So, okay, here's the thing. Acme. ACME.
Oh, I thought you were saying acne.
No.
The
Acme.
pimples on your face.
Acme,
Like like the brick place over there.
like the brick place right there.
Uh-huh.
Why is Acme just like so popular? Because
I
like
don't
Coyote,
know. You got Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote used it.
Yeah, he did.
All of the cartoons use Acme stuff.
Yep, a lot of them do.
So
I don't think. No, hold up. I don't think any of the Disney cartoons do. I think that's pretty strictly a Warner Brothers thing.
okay. So does that mean that Acme is in cahoots with Warner Brothers? Or is it just a coincidence? Or do you think Acme designed their name after Warner Bros.
Now,
to get free
you
publicity?
could be onto something there. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of one of those questions that's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Actually, we could prove that one with science.
Oh, okay.
It was the egg.
Okay.
The
cool.
proteins. Oh wait, no, it was the chicken. It was the chicken because the proteins required for making a eggshell is only produced in chickens. So the chicken has to have come before the egg.
Okay, cool. Then in that point, I don't know. Now, it could be. Where are we?
Acme.
Acme. Thank you. I was really confused as to what we were talking about. Oh, red light.
Green light.
No, not green. That's very much so red.
Oh.
So, here's a question.
Okay, here's an answer. Let's hope they match.
If somebody
42.
made a bouncy ball shaped like a banana,
Okay.
do you think you could ever get it to bounce straight up and straight back down? Or because of the curve and the weight distribution, would it always fly weird?
It would have to be
I-
perfectly.
yeah, I'm imagining that you'd have to have like a perfect situation.
You
I'm
have to have
curious with the probability of dropping it, it hitting the ground, bouncing straight up, and coming straight back down.
Well, here's a fun little fact about statistics that I've learned in statistics. That would be a continuous random variable,
Mm-hmm.
and when you take the probability of a continuous random variable at an exact moment, the probability is always 0. So literally, the chances of that happening is 0. You'd have to have a small range, and that has to do with integrals and all that fun stuff in calculus. Because if you take the integral of an area, because integral is area under a curve, and so
of course.
if you take the area of the area of, wait, give me a second, the area under a single point, you can't have it because the area would be 0 because it's 0 times height, which is 0.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you were to take the integral of a small area, I mean a small segment of a function, let's say a line at height 1,
Yeah.
and you were to take maybe 0.2 as the distance of the segment you're taking, it would be 0.2 times 1, which is 0.2 would be the area. So yeah.
So basically what I'm hearing is you just took a silly, stupid question and turned it into a very logically
I'm
thought out
sorry,
question.
I had a test over that stuff yesterday.
Oh. So it was just my timing on asking
Yeah.
said question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Will, I think we have sat here and mumbo jumboed.
That's a good YouTuber.
That's a YouTuber's name?
Mumbo Jumbo?
Mumbo Jumbo?
Yep, he's a Minecraft redstoner.
Well, fantastic for him.
Yeah, he's great. He's really popular.
But I think we've jumboed and mumboed.
He's a hermit craft too.
Enough. I mean, we are
Sitting at 17 minutes. This is our longest rant section.
17 minutes?
Yup.
It took me 17 minutes to drive back all the way from Laterno.
You went the long way.
I did go the long way. Anyways, in our next section, I think we're doing Jack is Back.
Yes, Jack is back. A new segment.
A new segment.
Brought up by Big
me.
Dub. Yeah,
So,
Big Dub over there.
We'll see you here in just a few moments. Please enjoy these originals by Merop Philosophy Weekly.
Welcome back. We're back from into the new segment created by Big Dub. And we are out of the car. Sorry, truck. Out of the truck.
That's right.
The automobile.
So this segment's called Is It Jack?
Okay.
Is it Jack? Okay. So basically what I have for you is I've found 3 movies.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you their title.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you about the movie. And then you have to decide whether or not Jack Black is in the movie.
Okay.
Now, remind you, he does not have to star in the movie. He may only be in the movie for 30 seconds.
Tommy's saying hi. Tommy's here as well.
Tommy's here as well.
Special guest for this segment.
So,
Tommy.
here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. And if I say the name of the movie and you say that you know the movie, let me know that you know the movie.
Okay.
Because that will change how I talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The first movie came out in 2015.
Okay.
The name of the movie is Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home.
Okay. Okay. Daddy's Home. Can you give me a bit about the movie?
I can, yes. 1 second, I'm adjusting my game because it is picking up a whole bunch of static. There we go. Daddy's Home. Overview. And I'm going to say character names, but I'm not telling you the name of the actors who play them. Okay? So Brad is a kind-hearted radio executive who wants to be the best possible stepfather to his wife's 2 children. When her freewheeling ex-husband, Dusty, breezes back into town, Brad's feelings of insecurity quickly develops into an inferiority complex.
Mm-hmm.
As Dusty demonstrates his flair for athletics, home repair, and overall bad boy charisma. Brad finds himself in a no-holds-barred battle to one-up his rival and win the approval of his family. William, is Jack in it?
I feel like he is.
You feel like Jack is in it?
He would thrive in. He would thrive in this role.
I have got the cast right here in front of me.
Okay.
So your final answer is yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the main character of this movie is Will Ferrell. He plays Brad.
I'm not surprised by this.
Dusty, the stepfather, is played by Mark Wahlberg.
I recognize that name.
Okay.
I can't.
There's some different female characters. John Cena comes up in it. But Will.
Jack Black is not in it?
Jack Black is not in the movie Daddy's Home.
Dang it.
Okay.
Jack is not back.
Jack is not back.
Okay.
So, you ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Okay. This movie came out in 1996. Okay, it's an old one.
Okay.
It's called The Cable Guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Larry in it?
I don't know. You ready for the to know what this one's about?
Yes.
Okay. Oddball cable installer Chip Douglas attempts to strike up friendship with customer Steven by offering him premium channels at no cost. When Steven rebuffs Chip's frequent need for companionship, Chip goes from mildly eccentric acquaintances to full-fledged psycho stalker. Though it's increasingly apparent to Steven that the cable guy is dangerous, convincing his friends and family and authorities that is another matter entirely. William, is Jack in it?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think he is.
You don't think Jack Black is in the cable guy?
Okay, based on your reaction,
I'm just curious. This is another comedy, but
I don't think he is.
you don't think he's in it? Okay. Okay. So the main character, the cable guy, the stalker, is played by Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay.
The guy he's stalking is played by Ben Stiller.
Those two work together a lot. I'm not
Yes,
surprised.
they do. Now, one of Ben Stiller's friends' name is Rick, and Rick is played by Jack Black.
No.
Jack is in it.
Dang it.
Jack is back.
I didn't think he was old enough. How old is Jack Black?
He's an old dude.
Really?
Yeah. All right. You ready? One more.
Okay.
So right now you're 2-0. You've already lost. House is
Clean
won.
sweep right now.
Okay.
Clean
All right.
sweep.
I will give it to you. If you get this next one,
All or nothing.
it's an all or nothing.
All or nothing.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
2004 comedy.
Okay.
The name of the comedy is called Envy.
Envy. Okay.
Okay. Tim has a chance to invest in Vaporizer, the latest harebrained venture by his friend Nick. While the details are sketchy, Nick claims it's a chemical that can make any substance disappear. Not expecting vaporizer to amount to much, Tim declines, only to watch the product become enormously profitable. While Tim's life falls apart, Nick's gets better, leading to an unspoken tension between the pair until the mysterious J-Man gets involved. William, is Jack in it?
I think he's the J-Man. I think he's in it.
William, I will tell you right now, the J-Man is played by Christopher Walken.
I don't know who that is.
He's an old guy.
Oh.
I will tell you that Tim, the guy whose life falls apart, is played by Ben Stiller.
Okay.
Nick, the guy who invents vapor or whatever, and his life gets better, he is played by Jack Black.
Yeah, Queen Sweet, baby. Woo!
See, here's the thing, though. You called it before that it was J-Man. It wasn't J-Man. It was Nick.
That's not the question, though. The question
you're right.
Was,
you're
is
right.
he in it?
That's the question. Do you want one more just for the fun of it?
Yeah, sure. One more.
Okay.
Just for the funsies.
Look here.
This will not be a gamble, though.
No, this is just for the fun of it.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me look at the cast, make sure I know. Sorry, this one I wasn't ready for, so I have to do some research. Okay, I got one for you. You ready?
Okay.
2007 sports comedy called Blades of Glory. Okay.
Okay.
Chaz Michaels and Jimmy McElroy are two titans of ice skating. At the Winter Olympics, the fierce rivalry finds them forced to share the winter's podium when they both score gold. The shower of glory doesn't last for long as the pair descends into fisticuffs and sets the mascot on fire. Disgraced and stripped of their medals, they can get back on the ice, but only if they dance with each other as pairs. William, is Jack in it?
I think it would be hilarious if he was one of the main ice skaters. But I don't think he is.
Okay.
But I do think he's in it.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
So, the two main skaters are played by Will Ferrell.
Okay.
And John Heder.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm seeing some of the names for some of these characters, and then I don't have names, it's just their jobs. And I'm kind of questioning whether or not I should actually watch this movie ever. But William, Jack Black ain't back.
No!
He ain't in it.
Dang it.
Jack Black ain't in it. Well, there we are, folks. William does not know Jack Black as good as he thought he did.
I can tell you one movie I know he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Not sponsored.
Not
the Minecraft movie coming out next week.
That is true. I saw him doing a press tour interview where Jason Momoa, his co-star, sat next to him, and Jack Black and the lady doing the interview went back and forth talking about how many hours they had played of Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And the lady had clocked Jack Black had clocked like 400 or 500 hours over COVID, and the lady had clocked almost 1,000. 1,000 hours on a game.
Imagine.
Which, you know what that made me think about? I was sitting there listening to that. Do you remember? You may not. You were young when all this happened. You remember right before we moved to Georgia, and Dad was at home doing a lot
I
of
played
the.
a lot of
He played a lot of
Skyrim.
Skyrim. He did the recording thing for the albums, produced it and all that. But he also did the Skyrim thing. I'm curious how many hours Dad clocked.
It wasn't on Steam.
It wasn't.
So he'd have to go back to his in-game history.
He'd have to go back to his in-game history.
I don't think he has that hard drive anymore.
I don't know. I don't think he has that computer. He might. Now.
Well, now we have even more questions to ask at his interview.
Yep. I'll write them down.
I'll remember it.
Yeah, of course. That grew our question count all from 1 to 2. So, Jack Black. Here's the thing about Jack Black. Here's an interesting fact.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. How well do you think you know Jack Black?
I've never met him.
Well, yes, but how much do you think you know about him?
I know he's a singer.
He is a singer. He's got a band with some other guy called THD or something like that.
Yeah.
Not kid friendly.
Nope. Some of his gaming ones are. Some of them.
Some of them are.
What are you doing?
Do you know what is Jack Black his real name or not?
No.
Okay, do you know what his real name is?
No.
You ready for this? Thomas Jacob Black.
So Black is his real last name.
Black is his real last name. It's the Jack part that's different. And I learned that in an interview I watched doing research for this particular bit.
Okay.
I don't remember the full story, but there is a story there why he has the name Jack. And it's an interesting story. I just don't remember all of it, so I can't share it with you.
I'll bet it has something to do with the whole Actors Guild thing. You can't have two actors with the same name. Really?
No, it was all family stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack is a family name, but nobody actually listens to it. No. His name is a family name, but nobody listens to it. So whenever they named him that, but they call him a different name.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing with his son.
That might be it, yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I'm thinking of a different actor.
It could definitely be Jack Black. That would make sense. It is something like that, where it's yeah.
It's some strange bit. Oh, we're going into the red a little bit.
Are we?
Yeah.
Talkie.
Yeah, you're peaking.
Oh, am I? I am so sorry. How about now?
That's good.
Okay.
Oh, I'm much louder than you though.
That's okay. I can turn you down too.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So, I think that's the segment. How long would we do that one?
That 14 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So, next segment is a segment called Off the Noggin.
Off the Noggin, yes.
Another new one.
I did not get the wheel spinners made. I completely forgot.
No, it's okay. I already have something ready to go for Off the Noggin just in case you didn't get it done.
Well, hey, that's great. It's Off the Noggin.
So, there we go. So, we'll see you after brief messages. And please enjoy the original songs by Merop Philosophy Weekly. Gotta poo, gotta poo, gotta poo, gotta poo, gotta poo, 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 do 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 do. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, pee, pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, pee, pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, 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 pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, 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 pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, 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 pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, 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 pee. Gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, gotta pee, 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 pee. Pee 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 poo 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 poo. Get out of the bathroom, please. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
What?
We are on to the next section of Off the Dome.
Off the Dome,
which in the last segment we called Off the Noggin, but
it's actually Off the Dome.
We've had some revelations.
So here's how Off the Dome works. Basically, what we do is there's a random subject given to us by Wikipedia, and we have to give our opinion on the subject just off the dome.
Hit my mic again.
Off the dome. It's got to be a quick, can't think about it too much, no explanations, just your opinion on the subject. I'll give a very brief summary of the article, and William, you'll give us your opinion of what you think about it, and then I'll give my opinion of what we think about it, and then we can read more. We can switch to a different subject.
Okay.
Off the dome, okay? You ready?
I'm down. I'm ready.
Wikipedia's today's featured article is on Interstate 182.
Interstate 182.
Yep. It is an east-west auxiliary interstate highway in the U.S. state of Washington. It serves as a connector for I-82 to the Tri-Cities region that crosses the Columbia River, and on the interstate I-82 or 182 bridge between Richland and Pasco. I-82 is 15 miles long and entirely concurrent with U.S. Route 12.
Okay. Well, I obviously have many opinions about I-82. I-182.
Yep, 182.
It is by far one of my least favorite highways.
Why?
Because I've never been there. It has never decided to make the tour over to the east, which is very sad.
How dare that highway never come over here?
I know, exactly.
I get it.
I wish I'd have had the chance to drive it back before we moved out of Tennessee, but
it's in Washington.
I know, it never left. It never came
left.
to Tennessee for us.
Yep. So, do you ready for my opinion?
I'm ready for your opinion.
I think we found where Phineas and Ferb takes place.
I agree. The tri-state area.
Tri-state area.
I also think that the highway is too short. 15 miles?
Yeah, 15 miles. What the heck?
Yeah, you can only land one plane there.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah. Tommy, what's your opinion on 182? Do you have any opinions on 182?
Hey, Tommy.
Nope.
He's not as talkative as he was last episode.
Tommy does not have any opinions on 182. Sorry, this is a real crappy subject. It's off the dome. Okay, here we go. Did you know... let's see, in the news. Oh, on this day, here's some fun stuff.
Oh, okay.
You ready? On this day in 1802,
okay,
German astronomer Heinrich Wilhelm Matthias Olbers discovered Pallas, the second asteroid to be identified, but at the same time considered to be a planet.
Okay.
Okay. In 1935, on this day, Nazi propaganda film Triumph of the Will, directed by Leni, some real intense German name that starts with an R, premiered in Berlin.
Okay.
1942, Second World War, the port of Saint Namer in German-occupied France was disabled by British naval forces. I'm trying to see if there's anything fun. There isn't. It's just a bunch of people dying. Oh, here we go. The picture for today is of civil engineer Joseph Baldgetz.
Who?
He's an English civil engineer.
He's a civil engineer. That explains a
He's
lot.
the civil engineer of London's Metropolitan Board of Works.
The who now? What?
He worked in England and London. His greatest achievement was the sewer system for central London.
That's kind of crappy.
All right. Wikipedia has let us down.
Hey, but Google hasn't.
Google has it.
Guess what today is?
What is today?
National Whiskey Day.
National Whiskey Day. Woot woot. We're getting drunk in here. No.
Oh, it's also National Spanish Paella Day, National Joe Day,
Joe.
and World Theater Day.
World Theater Day. Speaking of World Theater Day, let's go off this.
Okay.
You ready? In your opinion, what is the best piece of theatrical work?
My favorite. Are we talking musicals or
Nope,
just plays?
Just all of it.
All of it?
What's your favorite musical and or play?
I think favorite play overall
Go ahead.
has to be Romeo and Juliet. Hear me out.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare because we have the same first name. And favorite musical is Wicked, followed very closely by Music Man.
Okay.
I have some biases towards those though, because I acted in Romeo and Juliet in 8th grade, and I played multiple characters, including Romeo and a Tybalt, who fight each other.
So you fought yourself.
We acted out different scenes at different times. So someone else was Romeo at that point. It was a very strange thing, because it wasn't a real theater class. It was an intro to theater for 8th grade.
Well, that's really interesting. I didn't
then-
actually know that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, I also memorized Jabberwocky, the Jabberwocky poem.
I did know that, I think.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should do a speech jammer segment one time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a fun poem to do on speech jammer unless you have it memorized. But I also, you know this, I was in Music Man.
Yes.
Because you were as well.
I was.
And then Wicked I saw live in London, which was also fun.
I did not know that.
So, that's my reasoning behind all three of those. Now you should ask him his opinion.
Yeah, he's letting us know what his opinion is. What's your opinion on the matter? Really? Okay, buddy. All right. I think that's the end of this segment. We'll move on to our concluding segment here in just a
Wait,
moment.
you didn't answer yours. What's your favorite piece of theatricity?
The Newsies is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
It's just a really good story, really good music. It's a classic. You can never go wrong with like Oklahoma or really The Wizard of Oz is a really good one too. The play version of
I
that
don't
one.
think I've ever seen the play.
Probably one of my one. It's not one of my favorites. It's just a really good musical. It's called The Wiz. It's a black Wizard of Oz. It's really good. But and of course, you get into the Americana and you get things like
Grease.
Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom is amazing.
Really good one.
Have you seen the Netflix?
Yes, I did.
That was awesome.
Tick Tick Boom is a really good one. There's also
West Side Story.
West Side Story is a
But
good
that's
one.
just Romeo and
It's Carl
Juliet in New
underneath
York.
the thing. Hamilton. I like Hamilton a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. How did I forget possibly one of the most perfect musicals ever performed on Broadway? You ready?
Yeah.
The Lion King.
I've never seen it.
Neither have I. But hear me out. You may be like, well, that's a strong opinion for someone who's never seen. Have you seen the behind the scenes of those, and how intricate the puppets are?
Puppets are amazing.
And then they show all the different. They show a bunch of the different scenes and how they do them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! I have watched The Circle of Life a gajillion times. It is such a good beginning part. Such a good beginning part.
You know, one that I forgot was Mary Poppins.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget about that one in theater. But the play is so much different
because
than
everyone
the movie.
sees it in the movies.
The play is so much different than the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in the play in high school, and there were like 3 songs that the movie just doesn't have.
You were in that play?
You didn't know that?
No.
You didn't know a lot of stuff about me.
I didn't know any of this thespian stuff about you.
Yeah, I was in.
I said thespian, not lesbian. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes, I am a thespian.
He is a thespian. He is not a lesbian. At least not as far as I know.
That would be a strange conversation.
Would be a really strange. And maybe doing it on Merop philosophy would not be
a
the
good
kind
time
of
for
place
that. No. We need an actual like psychiatrist or something.
Yeah. You know, I have a great topic for our concluding segment, so we don't have to do a spin or anything. I have a topic that I think will be perfect to end this whole thing on before we go to, before we end this.
We can add one more segment if you want. I'm totally down.
Okay.
This segment's 11 minutes long.
Let's end this segment.
Okay.
Let's do our next segment where I got what I have to say, and then we can, we can decide.
We can
from there
decide
what
on
we do.
another one. Yeah.
All right. So this might be one of your. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this is gonna be a surprise for both of us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all 3 of us,
Yep.
all of us,
All of us.
everybody involved, Dad.
Yep. All right. So.
Oh, I would also like to say, oh wait, no, this will be in the conclusion. Never mind.
On that note, thank you for listening.
Yes.
And please continue listening and enjoy these short originals by
Merop Philosophy Weekly.
Library of Randomness. Library of Randomness. Library of Randomness. Library of Randomness. Library of Randomness.
Welcome back. We are going to be doing a little bit of an extra segment real quick. We're going to be going back to Library of Randomness, but kind of with a twist. We picked out the prequel to the book that we had yesterday.
The Secret.
The Secret one, yes.
What was it called?
It was the one with the whole Bambi murder.
Yeah, with Dad.
Dad ended up killing Bambi.
No, he didn't kill.
He killed a Bambi's
Scorn.
mom,
Scorn.
who was Scorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
Disney, Lord of the Rings, Narnia stuff. I think Narnia.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I was thinking Lord of the Rings. I mean
PBS.
Narnia. PBS and Narnia were both in there.
Disney,
C.S. Lewis,
PBS, and
Narnia. Yeah.
Yep.
That whole scandal. So we picked out the prequel, and we're going to be.
Yep. It's called The Fisherman's Lady by George MacDonald.
I have a random number generator up on my phone right now, so we can. 278 pages. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Generating 207.
207. 210, 28, 207. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Okay. 1. Paragraph 1.
So paragraph 1 actually starts on 206 and ends on 207.
Read the half that's on 206. Or the half that was on the page that I picked.
Okay.
Just half of it.
So we're going to start in the middle of a sentence.
Okay, we're fine with that.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Of
Afar
conflict.
into the Annette. Sorry. That thing just dinged in my ear.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It popped up.
Okay. Afar into the anental chaos, but his love rose ever with the earth, so to which the blow had hurled it, purified again once more, all devotion and no desire, careless of recognition beyond the acceptance of its offered service, and content that the be-all should be the end-all.
I don't think we were given very much context for this.
That's just so touching.
That was a whole poem right there.
Oh my God.
We're doing poem analysis.
But his love rose ever from the earth to which the blow had hurled it, purified again, once more all devotion and no desire, careless of recognition beyond the acceptance of its offered service, and content that the be-all should be the end-all. Can I read the first half of this beautiful
please.
poem?
Please do.
Okay.
I'm so touched. Please.
So, beginning on the end of 206, it says,
Okay.
But not even yet did he cherish any fancy of the coming nearer to her. Then the idea of absolute service authorized, as often as the fancy had, compelled by the lady herself, crossed the horizon of his thoughts, a repellent influence from the same source that had been at the hand to sweep it, afar into the innate chaos. But his love rose ever from the earth to which the blow had hurled it, purified again, once more all devotion and no desire, careless of recognition beyond the acceptance of its offered service, and content that the be-all should be the end-all.
You have read this beautiful paragraph 3, maybe 4 times, and I have not caught any single word in the entire paragraph any of the times you've read it.
But not even did he cherish any fancy of the coming nearer to her than the idea of absolute service authorized, as often as the fancy had, than the idea of absolute service authorized, as often as the fancy had, compelled by the lady herself, crossed the horizon of his thoughts, a repellent influence from the same source that had been at hand to sweep it afar into the innate chaos. But his love rose from the earth to which the blow had hurled it, purified again once more all devotion and no desire, careless of recognition beyond the acceptance of its offered service, and content that the be-all should be the end-all.
I think we have all that we need to get this book out, or figured out. Okay.
Okay.
I don't. What is the title again?
The Fisherman's Lady.
The Fisherman's Lady. Okay. It's a love poem. It's a love book. There is no real mystery here.
It is so the front of the book, the cover.
That is not a lady. It looks like from here.
There's a lady right here.
Oh, she was beneath your fingers.
Sorry. The cover of the book at the very top says, "A haunting romance in the classic Gothic style by one of the best-selling authors of the 19th century, edited for the contemporary reader, George MacDonald. The Fisherman's Lady, edited by Michael R. Phillips." So let's break that down. What that means is that these are not necessarily the original words of Mr. George MacDonald, the original author. Mr. Michael R. Phillips, the editor, came back and helped rewrite parts of it so that us, the contemporary reader, could understand it.
Michael R. Phillip, or whatever his name was. Phillips. I'm surprised how close I got his name. Michael Phelps? The swimmer?
What? The Fisherman's Lady. The fisherman is a swimmer.
Oh my gosh, Michael Phelps is the lady.
And listen, this is the words of an well-educated man. You have your phone.
I do.
Look up and figure out where Michael Phelps went to school. I will bet you anything it is a place of high and electrical intellect
How do you spell Michael Phelps' last name?
Intellect, a high intellect.
Michael Phelps went to
yes, it's high intellect.
University of Michigan, so maybe not. Maybe not the highest.
Where'd he go before that?
To high school. Townsend High School.
Where's that?
He attended Rogers Forge Elementary, Dumbarton Middle School, and Townsend High School. Phelps is the youngest of 3 children. His mother... Okay, that didn't answer my question. Baltimore. He's from Baltimore, so, okay. Maybe we jumped the gun here a little bit.
But, I mean, listen to these words of passion.
Wait, I'll look up...
But not even yet did he cherish any fancy of coming nearer to her than the idea of absolute service authorized, as often as the fancy had compelled by the lady herself crossed the horizon of his thoughts, a repellent influence from the same source that had been at hand to sweep it afar into the innate chaos. But his love rose ever from the earth to which the blow had hurled it, purified again. Once more, all devotion and no desire, careless of recognition beyond the acceptance of its offered service, and content that the be-all should be the end-all. I mean, these are the words of a master wordsmith.
You want to know something really funny?
What?
Michael Phelps isn't on their notable alumni list. Sasha Obama is.
Okay, can you give me another? Let's find another. Do another page. Give me another page. Let's see if we can get something else. Give us a little bit more context to what's going on.
Kind of shot ourselves in the foot.
That was a beautiful paragraph.
It was a beautiful paragraph, but
it tells us nothing about what's going on.
Yeah. 278. 278. Generate 101.
101. Okay, that's a better spot in the book.
Right smack in the middle-ish.
101 is the second page of chapter 14. There are 1, 2, 3 paragraphs.
3
They are huge paragraphs, but there are only 3.
Okay. We got third. What is the third paragraph?
Okay. He spoke to the man behind his chair, and in a few minutes Malcolm made his appearance, following the messenger. "Malcolm," said the Marquise.
The Marquise?
Kindly. "I want you to keep your eyes open and see that no mischief is done from the place." The Marquise had no fear about the behavior of his guest, and had only wanted a color for his request at Malcolm's presence. In the meantime, he added, "We are rather short-handed here. Just give the butler a little assistance, will you?"
Will you?
Will you?
Oh, will you?
"Willingly, my lord," answered Malcolm. And the prospect of being useful and within sight of Lady Formel.
Wait. Gargasmel?
Forgetting altogether that he had half finished his own dinner. The butler had glad enough to have his help. The butler was glad enough to have his help. And after this day declared that in a single week he could make him a better servant than any of the men who waited at table. It was desirable, however, that the sitting in the hall should not be prolonged, and so, after dinner and a few glasses of wine, the Marquis rose and went to make the rounds at the other tables, taking them in order. Taking them in order. He came at last to those in the rustic mechanics. Last to those of the rustic mechanics and fisher folk.
Okay.
So there's some stuff here.
We got Gargamel's daughter back. We got the Marquis back, and we got Malcolm back. Who is he, though? Oh,
Malcolm?
Wait, no.
Malcolm, fisherman.
Malcolm is the fisherman?
Florimel, fisherman's lady. Marquis, bad guy.
He's one of the Marquis mentioned in the last episode.
He's the one that told Dad to kill Scorn.
This must have happened before Scorn, though.
Yes.
Long before Scorn.
Long before Scorn.
Okay.
101's got us
juicy. And we know about the love poem.
Do you know what the name of chapter 14 is?
What?
The feast.
Ooh, they're gonna eat Scorn.
Well, it sounds like they're at a feast.
They're gonna eat Scorn.
I bet you I could tell you what's at the feast. Let's see.
We got Malcolm X, Gargasmel, or at least his daughter.
There's a paragraph.
Leader of the bad
in
guys.
here. There's a paragraph in here where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the sentences start with a B. By. B-Y.
By?
B-Y.
Why?
Why, I do not know. By the sea gate came the fisher folk. By the town gate came the people of... By the new main entrance from the high road beyond its town came the lords and ladies. By another gate, yet it's just by all these things people came a-flocking.
Oh, people came a-flocking.
People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking. People came a-flocking.
We should have saved that.
And this has been your moment with the originals from
This is how we come up.
Philosophy.
For those of you who are outside of the loop, unlike the two of us, this is how we come up with these songs.
Yeah, we just start singing things that we
just start
said.
singing random things, and then masterpieces happen.
And that's the beauty of the originals by Merop Philosophy.
Merop Philosophy Weekly, yeah. They're right off. They're off the dome.
Off the dome, that's for sure. You know, Will, this has been a really great episode.
It's been
a much more chill,
a lot more chilled
episode, and that's okay. Sometimes you need a chill episode in there.
I agree.
I mean, of our 3 episodes, this is definitely the chillest.
Yes, definitely the chillest.
Our first 2 episodes were kind of high tempo.
Our first episode was so high tempoed, it didn't work.
It didn't even get recorded right.
Yeah, we kind of blew out the mics as soon as we started.
Well, the second episode was so good, we did blow the mics out.
We did blow the mic out very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not early enough for a particular listener that we like to decide to stop listening at work.
Oh, also, this brings up a good point, because this is basically our concluding one, and I want to just bring this up real quick. And I gotta find where did he? That was in this one, I think.
Oh, he had questions for us.
He did have
forgot about
questions. I was
those.
trying to find them.
Well, let's end this section here. We can go into the conclusion.
Here we are. You are right. You're right. We're gonna end this section here.
we're gonna start the next section with the wheel of conclusions, and then we're gonna fade into the questions and answer those
Yep. And then we'll after that we'll have our PS segment
with
our
you,
special guest. Dad.
with our special guest. Yes. And we'll have some questions for you,
Yeah.
and
Which
hopefully
you already know what they are. You already know how
already-
you answered them and
yeah,
everything.
you know,
We
you
don't.
know at least 2 of the questions.
And we might
Depending
have
on
more.
how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right. We'll enjoy these originals by
Merop
Philosophy
Philosophy Weekly.
Weekly.
It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, it's the end, it's the end, it's the end, end. It's the end, it's the end, it's the end, it's the end, end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end. It's the end, 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 end.
Welcome back to the Wheel of Conclusions. We were in the red there. So we have a little spinner wheel. You remember from last episode, and it's going to give us our conclusion topics. Okay. We replaced last week's from importance of sleep to importance of kneecaps, and so let's hope we get that one.
I'll see what we get. Go for
Spinning, spinning, spinning.
Tick, 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 tick.
And we have... Oh, no way. The importance of kneecaps.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Look at that. Look, I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
Importance of kneecaps.
Importance of kneecaps.
Man.
Okay.
I don't actually know what the importance of kneecaps is. I'm assuming it's to keep your knee from bending the wrong way.
Well, no. I think we asked the question, are kneecaps important?
That is a good question, because babies don't have
'em.
kneecaps.
Now, they grow them eventually.
See, here's the fun thing about bones. We learned about this in biomechanics last year, last semester, whatever the previous thing was before winter break. So, wait, this isn't anatomy. This is multiple years ago. When your bones are experiencing tension or forces on them, they begin to ossify, which is when they become bone, and they reshape. And so your bones literally reform depending on how. Did you look up the importance of kneecaps?
I looked up, I said, are kneecaps necessary? Apparently, this is a hot debated topic.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, okay, hear me out. Kneecaps are strange because they're one of the few bones that are built into a tendon. You know?
Yeah.
Because there's the tendon that goes around the front of your knee.
William, there's an entire Venn diagram over here, like breaks down.
Really?
Or it's broken into list format, but it is a.
Wait,
Venn
now I'm curious. Okay, I'm curious now.
Literally, the topic that there are 3 main sections, and it breaks it down. The first one says,
Wait, yeah, read it out.
Kneecaps can be helpful, and it breaks it down when they can be helpful. When kneecaps might not be necessary. Types of kneecaps. Important considerations. There are the four topics.
Okay.
Okay, let's go down these. You ready? When kneecaps can be helpful. Injury prevention.
Duh.
Okay. Pain relief.
Okay.
Post-surgery or injury.
Why are they important for that? Are they important for injuries?
William?
So the person that made
Okay,
this...
I think that something is wrong here.
Okay.
Because it says it's always
Best to consult a doctor or physical therapist to determine if kneecaps are required for your specific condition.
What?
I'm sorry.
Is there an option to go without kneecaps?
Is there a box somewhere that you can check? They're like,
I
"Hey,
didn't get that option when I was born. I wish I had that option. Oh
What
crap,
point-
I'm peeking a lot. I wish I had that option.
What point did someone decide, hey,
Maybe
you know-
we don't need them. That's a plastic surgery. That's man.
don't overuse.
Don't overuse your kneecaps.
Follow instructions.
What instructions are there?
Proper fit.
Okay,
I'm sorry, my kneecaps don't move. How do I fit them?
I think
Consult a healthcare professional. This is an AI generated.
this is
overview.
Google AI.
This is Google's AI overview.
Okay.
Whether kneecaps are necessary depends on your individual circumstances.
I guess, to be fair, the AI does not need kneecaps.
I'm wondering if it's confusing kneecaps and knee braces.
I think that is
It's
what
got to be.
it has to be. There's no
Because there is no checkbox anywhere.
for that. Yeah.
Um,
You can't really go without your kneecap. Speaking of knees, I need my brace today because I've been getting the pain in my knee and I completely forgot to get it.
it doesn't matter how
According to Google AI, kneecaps are not necessary. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying or not a doctor.
Okay, here's one that talks about the actual. Okay, this one talks about kneecap being a bone. This is
Okay.
separate website. It's a .ca, which I think means it's a Canadian website, right? .ca.
I think so, yeah. Or California.
What are kneecaps for? The importance of mobilization. Ever wonder the point of having a kneecap is? The kneecap is a bone which is a very important structure to help increase the lever arms and a knee movement.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's about what we learned.
Okay, so without your knees, your legs don't move right. Or at least the motion of kicking
the
out.
motion kicking out doesn't move.
The
right, 'cause
kicking motion doesn't
Yeah,
work.
because you use it as a pivot, as a hard pivot.
It's a hard pivot point.
Whereas
Which
with
makes
the tendon,
sense because when you put your hand on your knee, when you rotate, you can feel the tension
yeah,
and the release of tension. And it feels like it's actually under tension more when your knees are bent.
well that would make sense because your tendons are stretched more.
Yeah. And then they're all released. It's a storing of potential energy
Mhm.
turning into kinetic energy as you move your knee.
Yeah,
Correct?
kind of.
See? I may graduate high school, but I know a thing or two. Boy.
It depends on how you're sitting. But yeah, something like that.
There's a really cool. We can't show the video because
This is the first time we've used actual science to explain something in all 3 episodes.
it's really kind of cool how the kneecap works. This is a really interesting video, and let me describe the video to you. So they've got 2 pieces of wood, little like 1x1s,
Mm-hmm.
rectangle piece of wood. They have a rubber band taped to the midpoint, which is I guess where that tendon gets to.
Right about here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, actually,
midpoint of your shin.
it's right about here is where your
Okay.
kneecap hits. But
And then they have, so they got that rubber band connected that goes over top from the bottom piece of wood to the second. On the back of the 2 pieces of wood is a piece of tape to help with the pivot. And then they have like this little rock that they tape to the bottom one. And when you pull the rubber band, it kicks that bottom one up. But if you take that little rock away and they pull the rubber band, the rubber band just stretches and the bottom one
Yeah.
doesn't move. It's a really cool video.
It's because it's changing the angle of force and the location of the force on
Yeah.
the bone.
It's really interesting how that works.
And that explains why babies don't have kneecaps, because they don't need them for the first
3,
Yeah.
4 months
He's
of their
not
life.
kicking. He's not doing the hiney. He's not. Women in tights. Tights. Well.
Only a few of you will get that reference.
One more thing. We looked at the channel statistics, and we have 4 subscribers, and we've gotten 9 views in the last episode. Admittedly, 5 of which were us, but
That means that.
that means the other 4 were the other 2 subscribers.
Well, not necessarily, because people can watch and not subscribe.
Oh, you're right.
So the other 4 could be 4 separate people, or it could have been just.
And
Dad.
we know for a fact one of them at least was Dad.
Dad could have watched it once and been like,
Dad
I need
may
to check
have-
and make sure this is actually what I watched, and watched it again.
Dad
Just to-
may have watched it more than once. I'm not sure on that.
I don't know if he'd actually admit that to us.
He
but-
probably wouldn't. But he did. He did actually send us a text and tell us that he did not, in fact, make the sound from last episode, the little beep, 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 beep,
That is true.
which is very sad.
and I think we need to devote some time to how disappointed we are.
we are incredibly
I
disappointed.
mean, as soon as we got that text that he did not make the sound,
we made the look.
we
made the
called
look,
each
Dad.
other, and we're like, "What's even the point?"
Yeah. We almost decided to stop making the
Because you didn't go.
on your drive. Just see if you could make it. So we're going to dedicate a little bit of time right now to let you see if you can make this sound in the car. So we're going to demonstrate it one more time, and then we're going to give you a little
You
second
do
of
it, and then
silence.
I'll demonstrate it,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll give you 30 seconds with a countdown
Yes.
for you to be able to do it.
Yes.
All right. So William,
here we go. Here's your first sampling.
and your second sampling.
And now here's your
30 seconds.
30
Ready?
seconds.
1,
2,
2, Mississippi. 3,
3,
Mississippi.
4,
4, Mississippi. 5,
5,
Mississippi.
6,
6, Mississippi.
7,
Mississippi.
8,
Mississippi.
9,
9, Mississippi.
10.
10,
Maybe 30 was a little much.
We're gonna go to 15.
We're going to 15. Where are we?
There's 15.
There's 15.
Okay.
Okay. Good job, Dad.
So good job.
We're hoping
Dad.
you made the
we're
sound.
Glad you made.
If
the
you
we know,
didn't-
we're not hoping. We know.
We know for a fact. We are
know-
trusting that you made this
We are
sound.
trusting.
We
you
know
that you made the
100%
sound.
you made this sound
If
for
you
us.
didn't, here's your next chance.
If you didn't, don't send us a text saying you didn't. Send us a
Okay.
text saying
there you go.
did.
There was your next chance.
Yep.
Also know that you will be listening to this episode with me sitting right next to you.
There is that, yes.
Or
So
being-
there will be witnesses this time.
if not next to you, I will be close. And I expect, even if I'm in a different vehicle, that I should be able to look over into the vehicle you're in and see you go.
And if not, we can text Mom.
Mhm.
She will be sitting next to you.
No, she won't.
She won't?
There's 3 vehicles. They're driving my truck. I'm driving the U-Haul. Dad's driving my truck. Mom is driving the van with Emily and Thomas in it.
You get off this time, Dad.
We will get witnesses.
We will find
We
witnesses
will
one
find
day.
a way. I will plant a baby monitor.
This is going to happen every episode. We're going to
Yep.
dedicate 30
every
seconds.
episode until we get a recording of you going that we
While
can-
listening to the video.
while listening to the video.
This may go on for quite a while.
It may go on and on, my friends.
I forgot the next line.
Come on, Will. Goes on
And on, my friends.
Somebody
started singing it, not knowing what it was. But
and
now
now
they keep
continue
on singing it forever just because this is a song that never ends.
It goes on and on, my friends. The episode. Somebody
started
No, you do the
not
conclusion while I sing it in the
knowing what-
background.
Oh, just finish the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Oh.
Cause it
But I
goes
can't stop
on
singing it.
and on, my friends.
So,
Somebody
I don't know how to end this
starts
episode. So,
not knowing
I do know
what
we
it
were asked
was.
one question along with being texted that Dad did not in fact make the sound. We were also texted that yes, it is a compensator to answer our question.
Compensator.
Com-
compressor.
compressor.
you dummy.
I can't read. I have dyslexia. And to answer your question to us, yes, Jack Black is in The Mandalorian.
No, he didn't. That wasn't a question.
There's a question mark right there.
No, he was restating the question that we asked. Is Jack Black in The Mandalorian? Yes. And then he moves on to the next thing.
Why did he restate the question?
I don't.
He didn't restate the compressor question.
Dad,
Dad, I have questions about your syntax.
he has questions about your questions. Yes, it's a compressor. Jack Black was in The Mandalorian? Yes. And no, I didn't make the sound.
I'm wondering if
Also, a little offensive that he called us a mess.
Oh, yeah, that... Well, okay, to be fair, though, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but you could have been nicer.
We recorded the last 2 episodes on the floor.
Yeah, now we're in chairs.
Now we are in chairs,
Yeah.
and the laptop is sitting on a little shelf thingy next to me.
Yeah. We're upgrading.
We're upgrading-ish.
Let's see. Dang it, we were really baking on the sound.
I don't know where the questions are you were talking about. I thought those were them.
Oh, he never really brought... I did ask about the ranch goldfish and microwaved meatballs.
Oh, what did he
Never
say?
got an answer.
Really?
He always
You know what we
dodged
can do
the
right
question.
now? We can call Dad up. Give him a quick phone interview.
We can do the interview right now.
No. We just need to do a quick interview for this one segment.
No, don't tell him that we're doing the segment. Just call
Okay.
him, put him on speakerphone, and ask him, and make sure that you're next to the mic.
Okay.
Here. I'm not going to say anything. You're just going to ask him.
Okay. I forgot how to call
So-
Dad. There he is.
He's calling you now, Dad, and you don't know what's going on, and that's okay. Dad may not answer. It may be Mom that answers.
Yeah.
We're waiting on the phone.
Hello.
Hi, Dad. So, me and Walter had one clarifying question real quick. What was your opinion on the goldfish and ranch
And microwave meatballs.
and microwave meatballs?
And what?
And the microwave meatballs? We mentioned it in the previous episode, and I don't think we ever got a response, so I want to make sure you're down for it, because there are a little bit of greens growing on them. So it's healthy.
Sure about that.
I can't hear what you're saying, I'm sorry.
I said I'm not sure about goldfish and ranch.
Oh,
No.
but what about the
Oh,
meatballs?
my favorite goldfish.
What did you say about boatfish?
It's goldfish.
I said there's ranch flavored goldfish.
Hey,
Oh.
okay, but we're just taking the steps out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
It's raining at the moment, so I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Let him focus.
We'll let you focus on the road. Thank you, Dad. We just want to make sure.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Have fun. You know what that means. Dad likes the bacon and ranch. I mean the goldfish and ranch.
Sad for him. He already know. He'll know this by the time he's listening to this. We don't actually have it.
No,
We're
we
just
don't.
pulling your leg. We do have the meatballs.
We do have the meatballs, yes.
I don't think Emily will let me microwave them.
She doesn't have to know.
Emily, can I microwave some meatballs?
I could feel the glare. She didn't even give one.
It's funny. She said hilarious in her sarcastic voice for those who couldn't hear, which is probably most of you.
I peeked the mic again, my bad.
Uh,
But yeah, so stay tuned for our next segment
called PS.
called PS.
There's more.
There's more, yes, just like in the letters.
Because
I
it's
don't-
not the end.
PS is a Latin phrase. It comes from a Latin phrase. I don't remember what it comes from.
Well, how this episode is going to be so freaking
I'm gonna
long.
look it up. What?
I picked you up
does
almost 3 hours ago.
PS
Do you get that?
stand for?
I picked you up 3 hours ago.
Postscript. PS means postscript.
3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of maybe 40 minutes, we've been recording.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun episode.
It's going to be a long
It's
episode.
so low energy too. It's crazy.
It's so chill.
Yeah.
This is the episode to play while you're going through Louisiana.
Yeah.
Instead of going
Right in the chorus.
you can be going anyways, hey Dad, love you. Hope you had fun with this one. If you're not our dad, we still love you.
Yeah.
And hope you had fun with it.
Yeah.
But you're not my dad, so there.
You're not my dad.
So I'll do it on the floor. All right.
So we're gonna sign off and
see you next week.
See you next week. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on Merop Philosophy.
William.
Thank you for joining us on Merop Philosophy Weekly.
It's not a network.
No, it's not. Bye, everybody. Have fun.
Have a good day at work. Have a wonderful and great day at work.